In this video, I'm going to discuss how revenue sharing programs work, why they are like Google, and how you can cash in on the huge revenue generated by pay-per-click advertising and free advertising. Google, Yahoo, and MSN and Bing are pay-per-click advertising, which means if you have a keyword you want somebody to search for in any one of those search engines, it'll cost you a certain amount of dollars to get that keyword, to get your advertisement to show up in Google. These advertisements on the right hand side are the sponsored links, and these three on the top are also sponsored links, meaning somebody is paying money for the privilege of having their search results show up on the top of Google. There are people spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to have their adverts show on the top of Google and on the right hand side. The way the revenue sharing programs work is they saw that people of a like mind, if they're given a venue to show their products of people with a similar mind, then people will spend money to show the advertisements on that website. The revenue sharing websites went steps further. They said, why don't we share the revenue, hence revenue sharing, with the people who are placing the advertisements on there, and share the revenue with the people who search on the websites. Given that they don't have the overhead of brick and mortars, and it's as simple as having a script and the willingness to do it, and then the moxie to know how to find the first customers, revenue sharing programs pop up offering huge revenue. Again, Google is the top, and they're multi-million dollar business who doesn't share much of their revenue with anybody. So there are companies, Tazoodle, who's going after Google to use the same model as Google, and the same model as revenue sharing programs. Revenue sharing programs only share the product that the advertisers pay for, whereas Tazoodle will show anything anybody ever searches for. Therefore, the revenue sharing programs share 70 to 90% of their revenue with the participants in the websites, the browsers and the advertisers, and they keep the 10-15% for themselves, opposite from Google, who's 90-10. In addition, when I purchase advertising from the revenue sharing programs, I'm paying about a penny per click. When I'm doing advertising with Google, it's on the average of $1 a click. Therefore, I have 100-to-1 multiplication between Google and the revenue sharing programs. Even if I didn't advertise anything, many of these programs pay you just to surf. It's similar to a pay-to-surf program. They hope that when you're surfing, you'll find something you like, and the advertisers will be happy and keep their advertisements on their website. The reason to surf more than one of these websites, which is why I give you these 9, this one, don't mess with these guys yet, is the time it takes to surf one will be the same as the time it takes for me to surf 8 and 9. You will note when you surf, you'll see many of the same advertisements. So that's the way the revenue sharing programs work. In the table below, in AdVentures for You, we see that they give a 14% rebate, which means if you have $100 in AdVentures for You, each week you'll get 14% of $100. Additionally, the 200% weekly potential rebate means to give you credit for each dollar you spend. You'll get 2 adverts. The 75% revenue share means that of the revenue they have, the 100% revenue, they're sharing 75% with us. They have a weekly cash out. They require that you surf 25 sites daily. And if you tell somebody, they'll pay you a 15% referral commission. They have an automatic rollover of your money, and they have a 50% hit and run safety clause, which means this 14, and this is true for just about everybody, of this 14% rebate, the $14 you make on $100, they will only allow you to take 50% out each week, which means that you could take $7 the first week, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So you keep it in, you keep the $14 in, next week's 104, then it goes to 129 and such. And lastly, they show how many members they have. This one's the largest one so far. There are also statistics on how many of these members are paid members. There are a lot of free members surfing and buying things, and then there are a lot of paid members putting the adverts up. So that gives you the overview of how revenue sharing programs work.